What's happening, Total Fitness Bodybuilders? Lee Hayward here, back again with another Ask Lee video Q&A. Today I got a question from Dean. He says, "Hey Lee, I have a very serious question. I'm 15 years old, 187 pounds, been training for 2.5 years. I haven't used any supplements except creatine. I've been taking creatine for 2 weeks now, and it's my first supplement of any kind. So my question is about losing weight. I have problems because my family isn't the richest of all and can't afford buying expensive supplements or eating lean meat every day. I'm scared that if I start doing cardio, I will lose all my hard-gained muscles. If you want more information about me, please contact me through Facebook. Please help me, man. Thanks in advance." All right, Dean. As far as your family's financial situation, look, if you can't afford supplements, you know what? You don't use supplements. Simple as that. I mean, make do with what you have. When I started working out, I didn't take any supplements. I mean, I was a teenager living at home, mooching off mom and dad, very similar to what you're doing right now. So, I mean, if mom and dad didn't buy supplements, guess what? There was no supplements. If mom and dad didn't go out and buy oodles and oodles of chicken breasts and steak and stuff like that, guess what? We didn't eat chicken and steak. I just ate whatever the heck mom put on the table and worked out, did the best I could with what I had. So just do the same thing. I mean, you can still make progress as long as you're consistent with your workouts and as long as you eat as much good food as you can. So simple as that. I mean, you don't get hung up on supplements and you're reading like magazines or you're looking online and you're seeing all these protein powders and amino acids and creatines and pre-workouts and whatever the name of Jesus is out there now. I mean, don't get hung up in all the supplements, because exercise is the most important thing. Exercise, going to the gym and stimulating your body, putting demands on the muscle is what's going to build the muscle. Then, of course, you want to fuel it the best you can. Now, like I say, you're a teenager, you're living at home, eat what your parents are providing you. I mean, eat as much good food as you can, but don't get hung up on whether or not you're eating chicken for every meal, or you're eating steak for every meal, or egg whites or whatever. I mean, eat whatever you can, right? Just do the best you can with what you have. And if when you get out on your own, making your own money, I mean, obviously you can buy the groceries, you can buy the supplements, you can do whatever you want when you're at that stage. But for now, do the best you can. Simple as that. I mean, I did it for years when I was living at home, and I still made good progress. I mean, looking back at it, my teenage years were the best gains I ever made. I mean, because your body is at its natural prime for growth. Your hormones are on bust, right? And as long as you're consistent with your workouts, you're going to make gains. Simple as that. Okay, your question is about losing weight. You're wondering, if you start doing cardio, will you lose all your hard-gained muscle? No, you will not lose muscle from doing cardio. The body is not that fragile that if you go out and do some cardio or you move it aerobically, that it's just going to shrink up and lose muscle. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, before the invention of the automobile, everybody did cardio on a daily basis, because if you wanted to get anywhere, you had to walk there, right? So everybody did cardio at one time. I mean, it's nowadays with cars and public transportation and everything else, we are lazy. We don't do any cardio anymore, right? We walk from our front door to the car and then drive to the store or to work or to school or wherever the heck you're going. Nobody moves anymore. it's like, so, but I don't know where I'm going with that. Bottom line, cardio is not going to cause you to lose muscle, all right? If you see someone like an elite level marathon runner or an elite level long distance cyclist and they are thin and skinny, it's not just the fact that they're doing cardio that's causing them to be lean and skinny. More often than not, especially the people who are at the elite levels, they are genetically lean and skinny, and that's why they excel at long distance cardio. Just the same as people who are naturally muscular excel at bodybuilding. Or people who are naturally tall tend to excel at sports like basketball or volleyball or whatever. I mean, there's genetics that come into play here that a lot of people don't factor in. I mean, you can take, I'll give you two prime examples. Like, let's take Lance Armstrong, right? Long distance cyclist. The guy's pretty darn skinny, right? Works pretty good when riding a bicycle. Yeah, he won a lot of Tour de France's. Drugs or not, he still won the Tour de France's, right? And not even going to get into the drug issues. But anyway, bottom line, the guy was skinny, and it worked well for riding a bike, right? He had lots of endurance, and he was the top of his game when it comes to riding a bike. Let's take our current Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath. Obviously, he's got good genetics for building muscle. Do you think if you put Lance Armstrong on Phil Heath's workout program, that Lance Armstrong is going to look anything like Phil Heath? Or if you took Phil Heath and put him on a bicycle, that he's going to look anything like Lance Armstrong? No. The genetics come into play. I mean, if Phil Heath does cardio, rides bike or whatever, he's not going to lose all that muscle mass. If Lance Armstrong, hits the weights and starts training with Phil Heath, he's not going to, become Mr. Olympia contender. His genetic structure won't allow it in both cases. Phil Heath's genetic structure will not allow him to win a Tour de France. Lance Armstrong's structure is not going to allow him to win a Mr. Olympia. Genetics play a huge role here. So it's not just the form of exercise you're doing, it's your genetic structure is the bottom line. So when you see an elite level endurance athlete, runner, cyclist, whatever, realize it's not just the fact that they're doing cardio is why they're skinny. They are genetically skinny to begin with, and that's why they excel at the long distance sports. Anyway, I really don't know where I'm going with this video. It's kind of rambling on, but I think I basically answered your questions. If you can't afford supplements, hey, you don't use supplements. Simple as that. You can still make gains without supplements, right? Just be consistent with your workouts and eat as much good food as you can. And again, be consistent. That's the bottom line. It's consistency over the long term is what's going to make or break your success. Not whether or not you're using the latest and greatest supplements that are advertised in the magazines or online or whatever. As far as cardio, it's not going to burn off muscle. I mean, cardio is primarily going to burn body fat for fuel. It doesn't primarily burn muscle for fuel. So if you've got an extra, excess body fat to lose, doing the cardio is going to tap into that body fat before it burns lean muscle. I mean, you would have to lose all your excess body fat first before you're going to start tapping into burning your lean muscle through cardio, right? Don't fall into that myth thinking that cardio is going to make you skinny, because it's not. I already went into that example. People who are really skinny and really good at cardio, chances are genetically that's what they're predisposed to. It's not the fact that doing cardio makes you skinny. I'll give you a prime example of this. Obviously, you're watching my YouTube channel. Chances are you watch a lot of YouTube channels. Scooby. Everybody knows Scooby. Scooby's like the godfather of YouTube fitness, right? He's in phenomenal shape, right? He's a big guy. He's been training for years. And recently, he's been doing a lot of long-distance endurance sports. He's been doing triathlons, running, biking, and swimming for long distances. I mean, he's still a big, muscular guy. I mean, obviously, doing triathlons has not shriveled him up into, nobody. He's still muscular. He still looks great at whatever he is. I know he's in his 50s or somewhere like that. And the guy looks phenomenal. And he's doing long-distance cardio. I mean, he doesn't look like a skinny marathon runner. He still looks very muscular. So, hey, use Scooby as an example. Cardio is not going to burn your muscle. It's going to burn your fat first. I think I answered your question. So there. Have yourself a fantastic day. Train hard. Eat what your mama puts on the table. Do your cardio. And stay tuned for the next YouTube video coming your way. Take care. Over and out.